never been knocked out or submitted, and it's crazy that 3 of his 4 losses have been by split decision. A couple of judges' cards, one way or the other, and things could really get changed. So without further ado, let's get to the stars of today's call. Bubba Jenkins and Brendan Loughnane, who is all the way over in Thailand right now. Bubba, let's start with you, man. Impressive run to the finals, of course. Looked phenomenal in the semifinals. I mean, you're challenging for it, the $1 million, the title. What's the feel for you right now, man? Oh, Bubba, you got to unmute. You got to unmute, Bubba. You got to unmute. Now tell us how you're feeling. The bad man got the bad audio. Come on now.
All right. I was saying it's too damn early for me to be up like this doing this damn interview. You know, I wanted another time to be done, but we're gonna let Brandon be in Thailand and get it done when all his people can get it done. No worries, it's all good. But nah, man, I appreciate you guys for having me on. Appreciate you guys for doing this and setting this up. The feeling is the same as it's been. You know, we just working hard, chopping wood, grinding it out. You know, you guys are interrupting my rest before the training, so I see the fix is already in. But you know what I'm saying? Other than that, baby, we good. I don't know why he in Thailand. He should be in Uzbekistan or Russia or, you know, one of them countries. But you know, Thailand's a good place, I guess.
If it makes you feel any better, it's also 8 a.m. for me here in Las Vegas, Bubba. So I'm feeling your pain right now. But you touched on it, right? I mean, obviously, on paper, if you look at this very simply, wrestling would seem to be your advantage. I mean, is that what you see here? Is this wrestler versus striker?
100%. We all know that. I mean, we can act like that's not what it's going to be, but we're going to get in the cage. He's going to throw some things at me, and then, you know, I'm going to flip and move and dump him on his ass, and you know that's where the fight's going to start and end. You know, that's what the plan is. That's the main focus. He's going to do his best job to stay out of the water, out of the sharky waters. I'm going to be an alligator and come out the water, get on the land with him, do my best Moblet impression, and go home with $1 million. That's the game.
I love it, man. Now, obviously, this is the finals, right? There's no trying to stay healthy. There's no trying to make sure we're good for the next round. I mean, this is it. This is the belt. This is the $1 million. So, boy, what kind of fight do you think we see here?
A gritty fight, man. You know, he thinks I'm a 3. He says that I'm a 3-round fighter. So, you know, I'm planning to go 5 rounds of all kinds of war and, you know, get that unblemished record of never being stopped off his record.
I love it. Appreciate you, Bubba. Reminder to the media, if you want to ask questions, just raise your hand. We'll just ask Brendan a couple real quick and then turn it over to you guys. Brendan, similar question. I mean, you're in the finals. You know, you've been charging there. Now it's upon you. What's the feel for you right now? Oh, Brendan got to unmute too. See, Bubba, you're not the only one. It's early for Bubba. It's late for Brendan. He's been training all day in Thailand.
Bye, guys. But yeah, it feels like it's supposed to feel. I lost to the champion last year on a split. It was quite a generous split, really. I think Movlid beat me quite comfortably. But, you know, we all see what I did to Chris Wade, and that's exactly what would have happened in the finals if I would have got there last year. So, you know, Movlid was my boogeyman last year. But, yeah, this year I've had two tough fights initially. Had some issues going in. But then I had a healthy Chris Wade camp, and a healthy Brendan is a very fucking dangerous Brendan, as we've seen in London. So just continuing from that camp, I'm in a great vibe. Got loads of good training partners around me. I'm in the best place in my life, mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm ready to just take this belt, man.
Yeah, man, that semifinal performance you had was absolutely incredible, man. I guess how important was it for you to have one like that to kind of bolster your confidence coming in here?
I always knew what I was capable of, but then first two performances, I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me, man? Get going, Brendan. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, pull your shit together. And then I pulled it together, and I've continued to pull it together. I'm not even going to say I've changed a few things, because I haven't. I've been coming to Thailand for over 10 years now. 2012 was the first time I come here. Amazing training partners, amazing environment for fighters. I eat, sleep, and train. That's all I do. Wake up, I train 3 times a day, most days, if not 2, and I'm just going towards my goal, and I will not be stopped.
I love it, man. I mean, listen, 6 finals on the night, of course. I mean, it's a big night, but I do feel like this is one of the most anticipated from the fans, from the media. So what do you think we see here in this fight? I mean, what are you expecting out of this matchup?
I mean, yeah, we can all beat around and pretend it's going to be a striking match, but no, Bubba's going to come and shoot for the fences. We know that. He's admitted that. So I'm preparing diligently for that. Bubba has made some improvements in his striking this season, so I'm not just going to take him lightly on the feet by any stretch. He's got a great coach and a great team behind him. And I'm not going to sit here and start bullshitting that I don't like Bubba and I hate him and this and that. I like the guy. I'm glad I'm fighting him. This is a competitive fight. And I'm excited that we're both in the finals where we belong. This is what PFL wanted last year. It didn't happen. We both fell short in the semis. But we're here now. And it's great for the fans. And it's great for us.
I love it. That's what two guys do. When two guys are friends, they punch each other in the face for $1 million. You know what I mean? That's how we do it, this sport. I love it.
This is the best kind of friendship. The best kind of friendship.
Last time I fought one of my friends was Mike Wilkinson. I fought Mike Wilkinson. I got a rematch with him for the UFC loss that I had. And then I knocked him out in the first round. And we're still friends to this day, you know what I'm saying? And like, I can go in there, I can do my job with my friends. It's not an issue. At the end of the day, the cage door closes. It will open again. And then once it does open, we're cool again. No problem.
I love it. Pay attention to the air quotes when he says it's lost, by the way. All right, let's turn it over to the media now. Everybody's got their hand up. If you want to ask a question, put your hand up. We'll turn it over to you now. Tanya, I'll give it to you.
All right, Andrew, Noel, kick us off.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tony. Question for you, Brendan. Hi, it's Andrew Noel at Manchester World here, website for Manchester. Brendan, what would it mean to you? You know, what does it mean to you to bring, if you could bring that title back to the UK, Manchester? You know, where do you think that would be for MMA in your home city and in this country?
Yeah, I mean, Leon Edwards just got the belt. Got our second UFC title now of all time. You know, we had Bisping, now we got Leon. I believe that this will put me up there with them names, getting the PFL belt. It'll cement my legacy in MMA and in Manchester. You know, I want to put myself alongside the Rashfords, the Lingards, the Tyson Furies, the Ricky Hattons. They're the type of names I want to be alongside, and I believe that winning this will put me there.
Breeze.
Hey, everybody. It's Breeze with the MMA Breeze. My first question, I just want to ask Bubba, you know, you've made pretty light work of all the folks that you've seen in the tournament this year. You know, you've gotten through with wonderful performances. And then you look at Brendan, who's coming off one of his best performances. How do you think the matchup's going to look between you and him? And is it going to impact your momentum at all? Do you think he has what it takes to slow down Bubba Jenkins in these finals? Or is this going to be another seamlessly effortless night for Bubba Jenkins?
Well, I don't think he has what it takes to slow me down. But I also don't think this will be such a seamlessly effortless night. You know, Brandon Loughnane, he's a tough fighter with a ton of experience and a ton of different fighting styles that he's seen, and he's been in there with the best of them. So I know that this is definitely going to be formidable, and definitely I'm in for I'm in for a great night. I think the fans are in for even a better night. They get to watch me and Brandon get it on, put our friendship outside the cage for a little bit, and for 25 minutes really try to take each other's heads off, with a million reasons on the line for it. I think he's got a lot of good striking, and he can go back and forth in any style. So, I have to be prepared to, with my striking game, I have to be prepared to do the things that, I'm good at to get to where I know that I can dominate him at. But he's going to do his best impressions to stay away from that. And, that's what's going to be the fight. That's going to be the main points of that. And, at every point, failed takedown or not, I'm still going to be trying to knock his ass out. So that's the point.
Heck yeah. Thank you. And just on the other side, one for Brendan, going against Bubba, obviously you guys have had some great rapport throughout the last couple of years. But you just fought another great American fighter in Chris Wade. He's got some good wrestling credentials. What do you think is the difference, though, between Chris Wade and Bubba Jenkins now facing another American wrestler? What threats does Bubba bring uniquely to this fight?
I mean, you know, I fought Diamond last year. He was a great wrestler. I fought Mob-Beat. I fought Chris Wade. And honestly, if you think it's going to be easy to come in and take me down and hold me down for 25 minutes, you really have got another thing coming. Like, it's just not easy to do. I mean, Bubba should bring up Chris Wade and be like, bro, what's it like when you get him on that fence? What's it like in the wrestling scrambles? Because it ain't easy. It's really not easy. I can scramble with the best of them. And I think all this, that I'm just going to get held on the floor. I'm going to show everyone how good my offense and defensive wrestling is in this fight.
Very good. Best of luck to both of you guys. Thanks a lot.
Ethan.
How is it going, guys? It's Ethan Albin for Tunnel Vision Sports. I had a question for Brennan first. I wanted to know. I know you guys were earlier talking about Thai Muay Thai and the Phuket gang out there with John Hutchinson. I wanted to ask how John Hutchinson has helped you in the preparation for this fight.
I've known for maybe 6 years now, 7 years. John's an absolute legend. John might actually be the most successful MMA coach in the world by now. One of them. He's got, you know, Peter Yan, he's got Anatol, he's got Fabricio, who's I think he's got about 5 current champions. So like John Boy's like world renowned, and you know what, he's just a great fella. He's a great soul to have around. And John Boy's been helping me a long time. We've got a great rapport, obviously. He with his Irish heritage, my Irish heritage, and we just get on like a house on fire. I love training with John.
And I got one more for you, Brennan. What would winning the million mean to you? What would you like to do with that?
Oh my God, I swear, in the last year, I must have been asked this question 1,000 times. And it's like, it's a hard one to answer because it's like, you can't imagine it until you actually see it. Like, what am I actually going to do on the 26th of November when that shit gets wired to my account? I don't know, but I'll let you know.
Thanks, Brennan. And I just got one last one for Bubba. So Brennan's never been finished. He's only seen the final bell. I believe only 15 times. He's only lost 4 times by decision. So how do you approach an opponent who's never been taken that finish?
Hit him hard and squeeze more, I guess. Hit him harder and squeeze more, I guess. That's my option. Shit. Be more aggressive than I guess the guys in the past. I believe that I'm the best athlete that he's seen, and you know he's fought some good wrestlers, but I wouldn't say that they were great. My matchup with Wade doesn't speak, in my opinion, to my wrestling. You know, I had an off night, truly, but when it comes to like real wrestling and wrestling, like the world knows what kind of wrestling, you know, I have versus some of the names that he's mentioned. So, and you know, to take him down and hold him down isn't the game plan as far as like, you know, being a world champion and mixed martial artist. I plan to mix it up in all ways, but his back will see the canvas, and I will dominate him on top the way that I want to in places that I want to. And, you know, his job is to try to knock me out before I drown his ass. And that's the game plan.
Thank you both.
Sergio.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Sergio from the Fight Podcast. First question, or actually for both of you guys, we are starting off with Bubba. We all know MMA math doesn't really be mathing in the way that it does. We have a handful of, you know, you guys have 2 shared opponents. What have you seen from, honestly, both of those matchups for both of you guys that you can actually take away, that you guys have been able to see, if you can give anything away?
I seen that he lost to Kudo, and because we had to go to London, they gave him a dub. And I also seen that he can't get away from Mavlid. Mavlid's striking wasn't as good as my striking is, and he had a hard time of staying on that boat and not getting in the water. And, you know, Mavlid is more of a shark than I am. I'm an alligator, you know. So Mavlid had to get him in the water. I don't have to get him in the water to drown him. But yeah, that's my takeaway.
Thank you very much, man, for the bad man. And also for Brandon, man, how about yourself, man? Same question.
Well, I'm going to speak some truth here, and Bubba's not going to like this, but Bubba quit against Chris Wade. He did quit in that fight. He ended up on his back, and I seen the quit in him. And it's not just one fight, because I've done my research. I've seen her quit a few times. I've never even been close to quitting in a fight. I felt that deep water feeling for where I'm like, fuck. And I embrace it. I run towards the fire. Like, I was hoping there was another 2 rounds against Chris Wade. I was enjoying beating his ass. But yeah, he did look great against Kudo. He got in there, suplexed him, did his thing. Kudo left his neck open and he snatched on it. I will not be making that mistake. I'm 25-4 as a pro. 3 split decision losses, 1 unanimous. That even the unanimous wasn't a unanimous. Never been finished, like he said. I'm a different animal to these guys that he's fought. But he has fought good guys. I was watching his previous fights. Bubba's not a guy that shirks away from hard fights. You know, I was there when he went and fought Ali Bagoff and give up all that weight. Like, the guy's a proper warrior, so, you know, I've got to give him that. But I did see the quit in the Wade fight. I did. I seen it, and he knows it.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. I appreciate it.
Can I reply to that? What he saw in the Wade fight was absolute death of fatigue. If I would have quit, it would have been on any one of those chokes. Like, if we go back and dissect the film, quitting would have been getting out of there at any moment that I could get out of there. When I was being choked at any moment, I could have just, you know what, this is cool. I got my little half a check. I'm tired already. We might as well go ahead and take this little nap. I might as well go ahead and tap a little bit. If we're going to talk about quit, I could have been out of there at any moment. But what I didn't do in the Wade fight was quit. What I did do was show up terribly in the wrong place in the wrong time. Like, I was not prepared for that fight to be there. But what I didn't do was quit. And if you want to go check that tape, I suggest you go check that tape again. And in my eyes, you'll see fatigue. You'll see the want to get out of there. But in my eyes, deep, if you look, there was and has never been that quit.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. I appreciate your time.
Mike Owens.
Hello, Brendan. Hello, Bubba. Mike Owens here. How are you both?
Yes, Mikey, lad.
Go ahead and ask your boy your question. Go ahead and ask your friend your question, and then go ahead.
No. We've said, Bubba, it's completely neutral. That's what I just want to talk about, actually, because it's getting a little bit tense in here, isn't it, boys? I mean, anyone who knows the backstory knows you guys are both friends, but we're talking about things about, you know, putting people unconscious and people quitting. So what I'd like to ask is, and this is a question to both of you, but after the 25th of November, can things go back to the way they are, or is there maybe too many reasons on the line to go back to the way things have been?
Well, I'll take the stand for this one first. I mean, listen, I've been watching tape. I've been researching Bubba. I already know Bubba for years anyway. I respect him as a fighter, but I was watching tape last weekend with my coaching staff, and we picked it out. I can only tell you what I see. I'm being honest. This is what I seen in the fight. Only he'll know truly if that's what it was, but that's what me and my coaching staff picked out. I am a 5-round fighter. I cannot wait for 5 rounds. I only get warmed up after 3. Like, Trench Town, 25 minutes, I'll be there and I'll be right in your face, and that's the truth.
Yeah, no, I don't think that answered the question, but after the 26th, you know, I'm going to be trying to figure out where I'm going to put my investments and whatnot with my $1 million and, you know, probably talking contracts and whatnot, because it's contract season for your boy. As he's already established and Brandon's already done his thing with the PFL. So, you know, I'll be sitting high on cloud 9 somewhere in a New York City suite. But no, I'll be focused on the 4th round that he talks about me only being a 3-round fighter. I've only needed to be a 3-round fighter in these fights. I haven't needed to, you know what I'm saying? I need to show up and be a 4th round fighter in the 3-round fight. But I can tell you this, say no more. He only thinks I'm 3. He falls in 4. That's my plan. That's my focus. He wants 5 rounds of war. He better hope that he can make me have 5 rounds of war. I plan 5 rounds of war, but I pray for a punch of peace in the 4th. That's what I tell you right now. He goes out in the fourth. That's y'all can write it, put it down, press it. He gets warmed up in the third. Well, he's gonna be nice and warm and hot bodied in the fourth, because that's when I'm taking him out. I got a plan of 20 minutes of whatever you want. Not 25. I'll have it if we need it, but it'll take me 20 to get a meal.
Thanks to you both for your time. Have a wonderful training camp and hopefully speak to you both prior to fight night.
Ryan.
Hi guys, Ryan Barrett here. I'm the author of an upcoming book called Visualizing Mixed Martial Arts. Mr. Jenkins, my question is for you. It's about the relationship between wrestling and striking. You're one of the best we've ever seen in terms of wrestling and mixed martial arts. In terms of the NCAA and Freestyle World Championships, you only compare it to Cormier, Ben Askren, Romero, Randy Couture. So my question is, how do you think your opponents respond to your striking game, given what they know about your wrestling background?
I think he respects my striking game, but I don't think he knows how hard I hit. Most wrestlers are known for their ability to have heavy hands, and we all know that. And the names that you mentioned are really, really good wrestlers and legendary wrestlers. But I don't think any of those guys, honestly, are the athlete that I am. When it comes to pure athleticism, I chose wrestling because, in a sense, wrestling embraced me and chose me. But I was recruited for basketball. I was recruited for football. I'm a natural athlete. So when it comes to picking up mixed martial arts, when it comes to picking up the art of boxing or the art of kickboxing, I'm an athlete. I pick these things up, and after a certain while, I'm not just doing them, I'm understanding them, and I'm mixing it up and having my own style to it. What Brandon has seen on tape is not the full gambit of what I can do with striking, simply because that's what the fight may need at that moment. We got 20, 25 minutes of war to show, okay, I need to do these things. I'll be able to show the striking that he's never seen and power that I'm not sure he's ever felt.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Jenkins. And for Mr. Loughnane, this will be your 30th mixed martial arts fight. And as Ethan said, you've never been finished. What do you credit for your resiliency, your toughness, and your chin?
I think you just alluded to something there. 30th pro fight. I already had 7-0 as amateur. Never been, well, apart from the kudo off balance, we'll call it, I was never been dropped in a fight, never really hurt enough. Never been really like hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, where it's been like, I've never been in like a danger of a submission. Like, this for me, this is my life. This is what I did. I grew up fighting. Bubba Jenkins grew up wrestling around the mat. I grew up fisticuffs, boxing, fighting. Like, that's all I've been doing. He's been to England. He knows. He goes, this is what we did. This is what we did. You're from my side of the world. You either play soccer or you fight, and that's it. But yeah, I mean, what was the question again? I was just rambling then.
No, it was just if there is something that you credit for your resiliency, toughness, and chin. I think you said that boxing, probably you've had the hits and you've built up the endurance. So do you think it is from boxing and from fighting so long, or do you think it's a mentality, psychology thing that helps those three things, your toughness, resiliency, and your chin?
I just fucking hate losing, mate. Even if I'm walking next to you in the street, I want to beat you. I'm the most horrible, overtrained, competitive motherfucker you will meet. Unbelievably resilient. When the fight gets harder, I get better. Like, that's just who I am. And I think I can credit to my upbringing, my environment, good coaches, and just hard fights. Loads and loads of hard fights over the years. Loads. All guys from all sides of the world. Loads of wrestlers, loads of strikers. I've seen it all. I truly have.
All right, good stuff, lads. Good luck to both of you in the 25th.
Thank you.
Trevor.
Hey guys, Trevor Ritchie with the HITP Network. I just wanted to know, and this question is for both of you, now that you're one fight away from PFL Gold, when was the first moment in your career that you knew you had what it takes to be a world champion at this level of MMA?
Shall I go first?
Go ahead, Brendan.
When did I know I had what it takes to be a world champion? Just by training with world champions. I've sparred numerous UFC champions, ONE FC champions, PFL champions. I've sparred numerous people all over the world. I've fought champions, and I know what level I'm at, and the whole world knows what level I'm really at. And I feel like I've been in the shadows a bit. I mean, I know PFL have done a great job in promoting me and stuff, but I still believe truly in my soul that I am one of the best 145ers on planet Earth. And I mean, one of the best. And I think I'm going to be taken a lot more serious once I finally get that belt and beat Bubba Jenkins on the 25th.
I've known when I came into consciousness of who I was, I knew that I could be the best in the world at anything that I wanted to be. I happened to do it at wrestling. I happened to do it in fighting. And it just happens to be another task that is at hand. I knew this very early. You know, I've been asked, how did you know you was going to be great? I had a middle school friend not that long ago ask me, how'd you know, you've been saying you was going to win states, and you've been saying you're going to win nationals. You've been saying you're going to win world championships since 13 years old. How'd you know? I've been knowing since I was little. So, I got that it. I've been gifted. Some people know that they're godly gifted. Some people don't. Some people work their way into greatness. I can't necessarily say I had to do too much to know that I'm anointed. I've just known.
And Bubba, I was watching one of your last reels on Instagram where you were kind of describing what the Air Jenkins ride was like, and you said it was a smooth ride like a Cadillac. So now I need to know in detail how you as the captain would describe Air Jenkins, and maybe, what other amenities are there we don't know about.
Well, every now and then it gets a little parched up there for those who haven't talked with the captain. It gets a little dry because, that term gets bumpy. But for the most part, it's a smooth ride, depending on who calls ahead for the line. There's a lot of people that have taken that ride. So, Brendan will definitely be first class. I'm pulling out the red carpet for him. It's going to be beautiful leather there. I got some marble placings in there that I got going. All the fixings for Brandon. He will be first class. No seatbelts, nothing. He can even bring a couple friends along. But it's definitely going down Madison Square Garden. Airline Jenkins will be taking off with Brandon first class, drink in hand, whatever beer he would like.
And lastly, for Brendan, I found it very interesting that you said you went and got hypnotized in preparation for your last fight. And I know you stated you're not the only fighter who has done this and used this specific guide, but it worked. And you said it actually made a difference for you as well. So is that something you're going to do again ahead of this fight?
You know what it is like? I feel like a massive deal has been made about this hypnotist guy. Like, I went to see a hypnotist. I just mentioned it in an interview. And all of a sudden, that's the reason I'm so great. You know what I mean? It's like, my hard work is what has got me here. Yes, but I will take any percentages I can. I'm working with another mind coach now, because here's how I look at things now. Like, physical for me is every day. It's all day. Like, I'm physically gifted. I'm an athlete too. Played soccer my whole life at a great level. Like, I'm a freak athlete. I can do 100, 200, 400 meters in crazy times. And it's like, I feel like I'm going past the physical now. I feel like it's the mental time, and I feel like I really did a lot of self-reflecting before the Wade fight, and I went in with a whole different mindset, and I think it paid dividends on the night.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Lewis.
Hey, gentlemen. Lewis Glover, Combat Sports UK. Thank you for making the time. A couple of questions for Brendan and also then for Bubba as well. Brendan, from a media and a fan perspective right now, it really feels like this is a golden age of mixed martial arts in the UK, and you're very much a part of that as well. Is that something that the fighters are feeling and tapping into as well?
Mate, I love that you say that, I really do. I'm so happy now that we're finally getting the accolades we deserve in the UK, because I've always known how good we are. I've got Darren Till out here in camp with me now. I've got all the Scousers, all the Manx. It's a fucking great time out here. It really is. We're just surrounded by all my people, positive energy. And like you say, to put me in the same breath as the Tills, the Bispings, the Leon Edwards, the Arnold Allens. We've just got such a good age at the minute. We really have. We're flying. And I think me getting this belt now is really going to put the icing on the cake for British MMA.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's sort of emerging, especially in the UK where boxing is so popular. It has felt for a long time that MMA has sort of been the little brother it feels like right now this is a perfect opportunity with all the issues that boxing is facing for it to step out of the shadow. Do you think with all the great fighters we've got right now, including some of the names you mentioned, do you think this is the time we might look back and go, yeah, this is when MMA surpassed boxing as the premier combat sport in the UK?
Of course, look, man, the boxing, the best avoid the best all the time. There's so many fights that should have been made that haven't. Look at the PFL, they ring me up. You're fighting Chris Wade, you're fighting Movlid, you're fighting Bubba Jenkins. Yes, so what? Let's go. I want to challenge myself. Like, I'm not shirking away from the hard competition. Like, I'm glad it's Bubba Jenkins. I'm glad everyone thinks that Bubba's this good and everyone's that good. And then I'll go in and I'll do what I did to Wade and everyone will know how good I am. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking forward to showing on the night. It really is.
Brilliant. And one quick last one. I think you're fighting on the same day as England play in the World Cup. Are you going to get an opportunity to watch that game, or are you going to be too focused on your fight ahead? And if putting aside, what's your prediction for England in the tournament as well?
Is it before or after the fight?
I'm all over the shop with the time zones between Qatar and the UK and America, so I'm not sure, but it's the same day.
Well, listen, it's going to be a good day for England, that's for sure. We're gonna spank them in their football. Listen, USA are never going to beat us in a football match, and if they do, mate, I'll be very disappointed. And then I'll take the belt home standard. Great day for the UK. Let's go.
In soccer.
Hey!
Awesome. Thanks very much, Brendan. But a quick question for you as well. The PFL have been really aggressive lately in pursuing free agents, including 2 big names into your division. How exciting is it to be part of an organization that isn't shying away from making these kind of moves? And what does that mean for your future as well? Because I think I heard you mention it's contract time as well.
No, it means a lot. I think that $1 million bonus and, the noise that me and Brandon have been making over the last 2 years for the organization and for the, the fans and ESPN and the notoriety that it's been gaining with all the other fighters along with me and Brandon have been putting us on the map that, has made a lot of free agents want to come see what the PFL is about. So, I'm proud to be a part of it, proud to be, front running it. And I'm excited to, be the champion of the organization that's doing such great things.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Hi guys, this is Aaron East from MMA UK News. I was just thinking a question for both of you. As you prepare for possibly one of the biggest nights of your PFL career, after giving so many fight fans such great fights in the past, what can the fight fans expect from you once the moment that cage door closes on the 25th?
I mean, the pair of us don't really get into boring fights, do we? One way or another, they end up exciting. So if you're not already planning on tuning in, make sure you tune in on the 25th.
Yeah, I plan to always put on a show. I plan to complete my 4-for-4 suplex training that I've been on. The airline has been doing good with its passengers, so we plan to, like I said, put Brandon on that. But no, all jokes aside, I'm so excited for what the fans get to see, in New York, being the Mecca and one of the, bright shining lights of arenas in the world, and me and Brandon to share that stage, to put all our hard work in. The things for me or him hasn't changed. He's going to a place he's been to for years. I'm chopping in the same place with the same partners, no new friends in a sense, doing the same thing that we've been doing except more intense and just for longer. So we're excited about November 25th and the performance we are going to put on and the performance Brandon will pull out of us. So the fans can have what I suspect to be, a night for fighting to remember.
Thank you very much, guys, and all the best with the rest of your training. I look forward to seeing you both out there.
Cheers, mate.
All right, last question. This MMA life.
Hey, guys.
Hello, mate.
What on earth are you going to do, mate, when your wrestling doesn't work? What's your game plan? What's going to happen?
Tell him, lad.
My question is, damn.
Come on, mate, give it to me.
How many UK people we got on this damn line? I thought this was in America on American soil or whatnot.
Yes,
America, stand up, damn it.
Loving it.
But nah, what am I going to do when my wrestling doesn't work? I'm going to knock him the fuck out. What do you mean? I'm going to do what people have done. I'm going to do what no one's done before. And I'm going to do it in the fourth. Okay? I'm going to do what hasn't been done before. I'm going to do it in the fourth round because I'm telling you I'm going to do it in the fourth round to a guy y'all think is absolutely amazing. I'm going to knock him out if my wrestling doesn't work. But, if my wrestling doesn't work, my kickboxing will work. If my kickboxing don't work, my boxing will work. If my boxing and wrestling and kickboxing doesn't work, my heart and my fighting will work. I'll just straight fight his ass. I'll be in there hammer fisting from my feet. What do you mean? There's a million reasons why I'm gonna find a way to beat him. My wrestling doesn't work. That's why it's mixed martial arts. My jiu-jitsu has never worked, but I get dubs. What are you talking about? Stand up.
That was a good question. I like that question.
You better hope it don't work. That's what you better hope I had a glitch in that system. Shit. Because if it is working, your ass in trouble.
That was good timing on that question. I like that. Who's this guy? I like you, bro. Who is it? Oh shit, he's out. He's gone.
Oh, man. Well, if you haven't noticed, it seems the friendship has been put on hold until November 26th. And it's only because I'm so excited about this fight that I'm going to let the disrespect to U.S. soccer slide, all right? We got a game. It's going to be a good game. But looking forward to this fight.
The fight will be good, but the soccer match will not be good. Let's be honest with you. Come on.
All right. You're probably right. I'm going to be honest with you. But I'm cheering for him anyway.
Right, that's not a leg I'm not even going to stand on. I got no quarrels with that. Hell, good luck to him. I can't even end our soccer team.
I love it. Well, listen, Brendan, Bubba, thank you both for your time. For the media, thank you everybody that joined in today. Don't forget to catch the 2022 PFL World Championship on Friday, November 25th, Hulu Theater, New York, streaming on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. The friendship is on hold until then, but the winner can buy the first round at the bar afterwards, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you, bro.
Show him, Bubba Bad Man. Show him.
He better hope my wrestling don't work. I see you guys. Thank you.